Okay, let's see. That was helped. That was some ominous timing. As I go live, just loud thunder. Oh. Oh wait, do I have this in full screen? I think I have it in full screen. Um. Okay. Gonna play little bit of my practice file of Dark Souls 3. We're gonna hang for a bit. Chat. I'm actually gonna hide the chat thing just because I don't want to mess with my usual Twitch settings. As I don't stream enough here on YouTube to justify it. Let me just I want to make sure we're live because like I said, I don't stream on YouTube much. So let's see. Oh fuck! Use that thumbnail, really, YouTube? Yep. Okay then, but still, 14 years. I have been managing this channel for almost half my life. What the fuck? Yeah, we're just gonna hang out, talk. I've got chat open, so I'll be able to see. Um, we're kind of just gonna do the same thing I do for all the normal channel anniversary streams. You know, I'll play some games for a bit, talk, share my thoughts on what on the last year. I do this every year, but for different lengths. I want to try to make sure at the very least I do this for two. Like I run today for 2 hours. Look at how good the sword is in this game. As well as straight swords have a good moveset in general, as Lich has pointed out to me multiple times and often judges me for the fact that I do like using the Dark Sword. Though I do use other weapons. It's just I like this sword because of my time in DS1. It's also kind of funny in this practice file. It was literally dropped by the first Dark Wraith I fought. Main thing is I need to get a better talisman for this file. I'm just gonna kind of let them do their thing. Oh, no, you don't. It really could have taken that opportunity to punish me. I'm lucky it didn't. Oh, shit! Dropped a coveted item. And another dark sword. Yeah, this also is going to serve a little bit to give people a sneak preview of what things are going to be like when I play Dark Souls 3. Well, I say that, but... I mean, my build could actually change between the stream playthrough and this. I actually might, because right now I've been saying on the Dark Souls playthroughs, I've been planning, the Dark Souls stream, I've been planning on going, Paladin again for this one. I might just go Pyromancer, though, just because sorceries are good. Not sorceries, sorceries are always good. Miracles are good, but the main issue is it's a little bit of work to get them going. Especially compared to Dark Souls 1. Yo, what's up, dog? Come on up, come on. You wanna come up? Come on. No, you can't go back down. You pick bites. Yes, you do. Don't give me that look. Do I have anything... On the Undead Bone Shard. I need 2,500. Don't use a lot of the resistance stuff. I'm not a PvP player, so I don't need these. Sell the extra dark sword. I like having... Here's the thing. I like usually having 2 dark swords. The reason why is I like confusing them with different elements or different effects. I believe DS3 still doesn't have the infusing the status effects. That wasn't really a thing till Elden Ring. And is one of my favorite things about Elden Ring. I'm going to keep out the Dark Wraith's way. I like the fact that in this game, the Dark Wraith sword, like the Dark Wraith equipment in general, is just something you can get. Unlike Dark Souls 1, where it is a Covenant item. I also think the Dark Wraiths themselves are a little bit more intimidating in this one. Like, they're actually a little bit more of a threat. I say as one of them just gets utterly demolished over there. You know what it is? No, they're more glass cannons. Like, they will fuck you up. As you see, they're dealing damage. They're doing damage well in the 300s. but they don't have a lot of physical defenses. Let's see. Ember, so I could see the summon signs. Is this one I'm thinking of? Yeah, actually, no, I don't think it's you. Is it you? Because I know there's a couple characters you actually have to summon for, like, actual quest lines. Okay, that's the best one. Right, okay, so the infected ones don't damage the total, okay. I haven't done this fight in a while. I always forget, it's one of the few bosses you could actually, backstab. Calm yourself, pup. Actually, oh, wait, no, there's only one physical body. Yo. Oof. Okay, there we go. I forgot, this fight sounded like the Four Kings. I do love, like, the mountain of corpses rising, though. Wait for me. Oh! Ah. And keep an eye on the stream itself, make sure there's no problems. Yeah, it's still wild to me, though, that this channel is now fucking 14 years old. Well, okay, the channel itself is not 14 years old. I think the channel itself is technically 15 years. It's just it's been 14 years since I first uploaded. Because, I first uploaded December 28th. I like to, yeah, 2010. Look at the Polo Knights head. Is it just the Drake Blood set? Yes, that kind of looks like the Drake Blood helmet. I don't have to fight those two Dark Wraiths together. I will avoid it. Yeah, no, I might go Pyromancy, though, when we get to here on the actual full playthrough. Just because... Oh, I have no doubt that the other miracles are... Well, actually, no. If I want to do a miracle build for this, I should consult Lich, because Lich actually mains Faith builds in Dark Souls. Again, lucky that they did not decide to punish me for that. Could have sworn there was another summon. There it is. This is the summon sign I was thinking of. Because I believe you have to summon him here so you can, so he appears later. It's also the only way to get the By My Sword gesture. The Sunless Realm, the one of the Sunless Realm is honestly the better summon. Fuck! I got stabbed in the back by the one who was evil. Fine, dog. No, 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 come here. Okay. No one's gonna hurt you. What? You are a... Yeah, I'm sorry. The dog who's in here with me is an old man. He's sensitive. Come on. Come here. Come on up. It's so weird. Come on. Come on up. You can't go downstairs right now. I'm just gonna let them all fight. I'm gonna make it up. I'm just going to just not summon anyone for this attempt. But at the very least, I'm gonna go in to get my souls. And return to the shrine. Right. Pyromancies actually do have a faith in int cost in this game, so I was remembering that correctly. Because, I've been saying... Oh, fuck. Man, beef jerky. So I expecting to use it. Oh no, this is reinforced. It's a +2. I don't know why I thought it was... Right, no, I did reinforce that right away. I think I was gonna be specking into using the Great Sword. If I remember correctly. I remember, I started this practice file back when, actually back before I actually decided to stream Dark Souls. I legitimately forget what my plan was. Keep my eyes on the one. Wait for the third with the red eyes. Because they'll start fighting each other if I let them. The main thing with this fight is just how chaotic it gets, because of the, of the multiple Abyss Watchers. I've got 4,000 souls in there. I'm gonna go back in, grab it, and get another Ember. Yeah. Because I summoned for this fight, not even because of the difficulty, it's just to help manage the, Abyss Watchers.
How may Ashen One.
Actually, a significant difference with the halberd. That's interesting. Up, come on. Oh, good dog. Okay, you can lay down. Sit, sit. There you go. Let your little chihuahua brain calm down. Just say, I wasn't sure if the other one was alive. I just saw someone. Uh. Uh. Full heal from my Ember. Summon Cirrus. I forgot how, like, mangled Dark Armor looks in this game. Heal up. Oh. Why me? Really? Really? Oh. Okay, I'm still over encumbered like this. I'd actually like to have that. Let me see. Let me see. I still actually haven't decided on what my actual build might be for this game. I don't want to do int. I'm basically trying my damnedest to avoid an int build in DS2. I'm not DS2, DS1 and 3. Fuck! Oh, Come on! That's usually why I end up summoning in this fight, just because bullshit like that. Hold on a second. Dog, no! We'll actually be doing another celebration, well, another stream for the anniversary tomorrow. On the Twitch side. I'm annoyed that I'm having this much trouble getting back to phase 2. I did it first try, and then I can't do it again. Ow. Back up. Just let them fight, let them fight, let them fight, let them fight. Please don't fight me. I'm gonna stick with the regular glaive, just because I like the glaive's sweeping art for hitting both of them. Gonna give up my shield for the extra damage. I'm gonna let them all kill each other for a bit. Get another set of... I want to get one more... I'm gonna get another Ember and... use that. What is all of my stats? I forget. 11 luck, 20 faith, 8 intelligence, 15. I know I have 20 faith because that's what's required to use lightning spear in this game. I forget what I was doing strength. I think I was building towards using either I was building with I don't remember what I was building in mind. I don't think I've actually ever used the greatsword in this game. I've used it in Elden Ring. And I believe I've used it in Dark Souls 2, but I don't believe I've used it in Dark Souls 3. Fucking! Ah, I didn't. I got. Oh, I should have let the Dark Wraith deal with them. I was just all over the place with this build. I just do not remember what the fuck I was doing. Because I, I know I don't usually go into a pure, like, caster role. Like, I don't usually have, like, enough invested to be, like, you know, a pure faith caster or pure int caster. It's usually the casting is to make up for distance or just for something to do some big damage every so often. That's actually what's going on in, that's a habit I got into because of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. Because of the limited spell slots of those games. What the fuck is with his sword? What the fuck? Okay, no, maybe not using this. Deals good damage, but... Oh, God. I really just don't remember what the fuck I was doing in this file. The talisman am I using? Canvas, which has a spell buff of 117, so it's the best I got right now. The main thing is, it's not even that I don't remember what build I was going for, I just don't remember what playstyle I was using, and it's just taking a bit for me to remember. Lure the one over here. I wasn't sure if the other one was dead. Biblically accurate Dark Wraith. I got a lot of pal tongues there. Can I drop those? I can. So I actually might... I don't even know if he actually has a character who could help with that. But I might ask Lich to help me. Because here's the thing. Online play it... Dark Souls 3, I believe, is the only game that does it. But Dark Souls 3 allows online play items to be obtained during the main store. Well, during offline play. So even if you aren't online, you can work on them. It's just their drop rates are criminally low.
Ashen.
That is, wasn't it? Pretty, I go.
A little too early in the playthrough for me to infuse a weapon. Well, not even that it's too early, I just don't have the material and the stat distribution. Ideally, before the next... Not the Abyss Watchers, but the next Lord of Cinder I fight, I would have a fire sword. Oh, that one just got fucked. Hey, the Northern Armor has higher poise than the Fallen Knight. That's... Oh, it's because it's got higher physical absorption. Kidding me, more pal tongues. Where the fuck is the other one? Oh, there it is. Why not on a cross counter, it looks like. Come on. Come on, fight your buddies. Ow. Okay, there we go. Phase 2 time. We're gonna keep focusing on Cirrus. Oh, fuck. That's because that little bit helpful. Okay. I fucking hate this kick. Stab. Come on, come on. Holy shit. Both of us were on our last hit. Oh.
may I? Ashen one.
Fashion is more important than souls.
Aha, so. Treat the fire machine.
I always kind of like the wolf sword a little bit more than the legion sword. Just because I like being able to turn myself to a fucking Beyblade. Right, okay, I remember what I do. Always love catacomb areas of Dark Souls. They're great. Like, everyone always talks about the poison swamps, but no one talks about the fucking catacombs. Especially this one, that so much bleed damage. So much fucking bleed damage. Ooh, an ember. Nice. I'm probably gonna need it because I'm probably gonna die. Because I'm doing stupid shit. I definitely think the actual playthrough of Dark Souls 3 when we get here will be a lot smoother. Just because I also think when I eventually do get here on the playthrough side, I think I might just start as a physical class and then spec into magic.
Oh, hello. How very fortunate. Have you seen my companion, Horace? To my shame, I was snared by a trap, and we've become separated. I've not been able to...
Nah, I just got here, but
I see. Horace is a valiant knight. He's probably searching for me right now. If you happen to... that I remain, and I will lay prism stones together. Please say, may they fly. If you happen upon that I...
What the fuck just hit? Oh, I got shot. Ashen, the focus point system is one of my favorite things that they brought back from Demon Souls. I didn't. Okay, actually, I hated the spell slot system of Dark Souls 1, and mind you, I feel in Dark Souls 1 and 2, the spells deal a lot more damage, and I think that's because of the fact that it was them making up for the fact that you only get like 10 casts. Meanwhile, in this one, they're still strong, but it's a lot more of an investment to build into spell casting. There we go. Hey, buddy. What you doing over there? I'm gonna get hit. I want your hat. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not breaking anything. Why are there the humanity rates? That one's throwing fucking pots of them. No, you don't. You need to be careful. Okay, there's the milk room, which I believe... That's not really too useful to me. I'm just gonna make a break for the... Oh, fuck! Oh, if I healed, I would have made it. I was gonna make a break for the bonfire. I'm gonna switch up games. Let's see. Okay, give me a second. Gonna switch over to Bloodborne, and then we'll play Bloodborne for a little bit, and then afterwards I'll do my little year-end review. Not year-end review, but like, you know, reflection on what we've done with the channel for the past year. Because, as I was saying earlier, oh boy, I got some stuff to talk about. Because, I'll be honest, I think this was a very good year for the channel. Or at least in terms of the overall content we put out. Yeah. I will say, I have actually already decided on some projects for the next year. And I'll talk about them. Though, I say I'll talk about them, this is something that often happens. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this game next year. I'm going to do that game next year. Then we don't. I mean, that is something I have a really bad habit of doing. And I will be the first to admit that. I miss my top hat. Come and get me. I really would love for another Bloodborne game. Oh, come on, give us this on fucking PC already. The trick weapon system by itself is one of the best, I say one of the most interesting things that this game's got going for it. Okay. Heal. Heal. Another critical. Stop with your gun! That's my thing! Ugh. I'm just so used to my faster firing guns that I'm kind of thrown off by the what was it? Is this just the hunter's pistol? I'm so just thrown off by its fire rate. say there weren't many blood echoes there. Do I have any? No. Yeah, so if there was a change I would love to see to Bloodborne. I would love to see the lanterns just behave more like bonfires. Because right now the only way to get enemies to respawn is to either use a hunter's mark or go back to the dream. And it's just not convenient. These things almost always drop blood vials. There we go. Get it. Phase 2. Really early, but you know what? That works out because my cane deals more damage when he's in this mode. But God, I fucking hate how aggressive he gets. I think after I defeat the boss, we'll do the thing I talk about the chat, all the stuff we've done in the past year, look back at it, and then we will move. And then I'm gonna cut it. It is funny, I am more consistent. Okay, I'm still not good at parrying in this game, but I'm more consistent. Which is just funny to me being, this is the Souls-like that we use a gun. Oh yeah, I remember why I'm also having a little bit more hard time. My stats are garbage because I started as the as basically this game's equivalent to Brave. I mean, it gives me more room to work with, like, for deciding what my build's gonna go into, but God, does it make the early levels hard. What are my current stats? Yeah, I'm currently only level 11. Everything's at 10. I know, like, personally, my personal rule for this playthrough is I'm just not letting myself use, what's it called, oh, god damn it, oh, god damn it. Yeah, I'm not letting myself use the, wait, did I already use the, I did. I thought, I was seeing if I had any, Molotovs left. Yeah, I'm not letting myself use Moonlight. I do like the name of those. They are, like, those attacks. They're called visceral attacks. Let's see. Okay, that's gonna put him into phase 2. Okay, there you go. And there we go. Just rely on the power of gun. Oh, I forgot how low of a soul game this is.
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let me.
Use the blood really quick.
Farewell, good maid.
I don't think I actually really ever used the Thaw Cleaver, because I replaced it with the other one really quick in my last playthrough. Really. I never actually read these. I actually don't have any notes, because I can only play in offline mode. I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore. But, we're at 1:30. So... now for the thing I try to do every year. Well, I say I try. I do every year. Give me a second. Let me turn off this. Second, I'm gonna pull up the analytics like I do every year. Let's see, let's close this down a little bit. So, I'm ignoring the channel views because I don't particularly care, and it's ever been really consistent. But we're at 364 subs. Let's see if I can pull it up for the last year. There you go, 2024. So we actually, okay, yeah. So starting from the beginning of the year, we have actually seen some growth, because we start at 337 this year, beginning this year. So 30 new people have subscribed to the channel. I don't know why. I don't think my content is honestly that good, but anyone who subscribes, thank you. We honestly got done a lot. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. It's not gonna really show it here, but we got done a lot of projects this year. I mean, we started off the year with finishing up Titanfall and Bravely Default, which was just it was great to go through those games because they're both really good. Titanfall, it's not an unpopular opinion, but I would argue Titanfall is one of the best first-person shooter campaigns within the last decade. Well, actually, fuck, when did Titanfall 2 come out? God, I would love another Titanfall game with a campaign. Because Titanfall 2's campaign was phenomenal. Especially with how they made you care about BT. I'm just also pulling up the playlists and seeing what else we did this year. We started Sly Cooper, and at least with the Twitch side, when it comes to streaming, Sly Cooper is done. It's just being uploaded. I'd like to say yesterday's video on YouTube was the first in the Old West. But, yeah, we finished all of Sly within a year, which means that we finished the, entire, because I've been very vocal what the point of the Sly stream was. It was, I've been going through the big PlayStation Trilogy games. So it was Sly, Ratchet, and Jak. We finished Jak and Ratchet back in 2023. And now with 2024, we finally finished Sly. It was great to finally get through all those games, and honestly, here's the thing, I've played all of the Ratchet and Jak games before. I never finished I believe I said I never finished Sly 3, and I never finished Sly 4 before this project. It was nice to finally finish those and finish that off. I would love to see Sly continue, and I don't think Jak's ever going to continue, especially with how Naughty Dog's been. But, one thing we also did start this year, and honestly, my only problem with how I did it was just because I don't really have, I don't really know how to do it. It is a good format for CRPGs for me, and that was with hit that problem with Pathfinder. Um, down the line, who knows? This is not something me saying, "Oh, this is gonna happen," but like down the line, who knows if I get a couple friends together, we might do something with, say, Baldur's Gate or Rogue Trader. But that will be a project with friends, just because I need people to hang out with for a CRPG. I love Wrath of the Righteous, but I like playing with other people to talk to. We started the revisit to Kingdom Hearts, which has been great. The fact that I have the consistent video quality now, because that was why I decided to go back to Kingdom Hearts. It was the consistent video and audio quality, because when I first streamed it, it was 4 years ago, and oh boy, a lot has changed on the channel in those 4 years. One of the bigger things being, well, actually, one of the bigger things was during the end of Kingdom Hearts, I started using a capture card for my recording, so I was able to completely even out all of my video quality. It was no longer inconsistent. Then I became a VTuber. Within the last year, we went from 3D to 2D, and I'm very happy with how this one came out. I'm happy with the commission. I like how bouncy the hair is, and I love the eyes. Then we also did, let me see here, going through, because we did, like I said, we did a lot of games this year. Sly and Kingdom Hearts have been taking up a majority of it, but then we also start back up the Saturday and Sunday streams, which we started with Persona and Batman. I'm sorry I've not, and this also goes for people who, like, watched my Metaphor video. I'm sorry that I am not, I'm just not good at streaming those games. I don't hate them. I love playing them, but it's just, I need to take them in bursts. It's mostly because of the grinding, because of the fact that, because of how Persona 3, okay, I'm going to use Persona 3 here as the bigger example, because it is definitely the bigger culprit of the two games. Because of how grinding works in Persona, because of the fact you have the calendar system, you can't really waste a day going into the dungeon. You want to do everything in Tartarus in one night. The main issue is there's no way to recharge SP consistently. There are the clocks, but they are not consistent. The reason they are not consistent is because you need the fragments, and you honestly would rather have those for more important things. This is not as much of a problem in Metaphor, mostly because of the fact that in Metaphor you have the mage archetype that, as long as you can get to a high enough level, you can clear. I will use the first real dungeon of that game as an example. You use the mage archetype, you get to the top floor, make sure you don't have to use the mage archetype completely, but make sure you're the right level, you basically ready to go for the final boss. You then go back to the first floor, you kill all the enemies, you then go to a restroom, go back out, kill all the enemies again, and rinse and repeat until you have all your MP back. The only issue is it takes a while, and it is mentally draining. But on to other things, though, was the Batman Arkham project. I was very happy with how that project turned out, because it gave me a chance to talk about comic books. In particular, I was able to talk a lot about the Batman series that I really like. Especially, I also believe used it as a chance to talk about, like, the Justice League TV show and Batman Beyond, which are shows that were like big to me. Like, I grew up with them. They were a big part of my childhood, and I was really happy to be able to talk about them. We also had randomly, I believe I did I did this right after Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, because after Chain of Memories is when I first commissioned the model. I'm like, okay, we're gonna take a break. I talked about it during Dawn of Sorrow, I'll talk about it again. The original plan for how I was gonna unveil the live 2D model was, as we went through Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, my 3D model's hair, all the brown, turned white. And then as I was playing as Roxas and the days went by, it was going to be inverted. So all the white hair was going to turn back to brown before switching back to Sora and switch to the 2D model. But with just how things turned out, because I was in the middle of another project, and I'm like, I don't want to have 3 projects going at the same time. I want to start using this model because there's a little bit of stuff I gotta get used to, blah, 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 and I'm just like, screw it, we're doing it. We switched. But yeah, but then this also started the series of projects that tied over, which was like Bionicle Heroes, which I mostly just did because I wanted to talk about Bionicle. In the middle of that, we also had the, well, I say one-shot, it was actually a complete playthrough of the early access build of Ender Magnolia, which, God, that I actually really enjoyed that. I liked the combat more than Ender Lilies, and the soundtrack by Millie is, as usual, well, not by Millie, I think it's just sung. Either way, that the soundtrack's the same team who did Ender Lilies, I believe does the Limbus Company soundtrack, and they are always fantastic. The song is amazing. It's haunting and sorrowful at the same time. I'm looking forward to the full game. When that comes out, we are streaming it. And then for a lot of the year, it was pretty consistent. Like, Sly was very consistent this year with its uploads. I think I only had like a little bit of time where Sly didn't get uploaded. If anything, that my biggest problem was the fact that like, I got very consistent with Kingdom Hearts. But Sly always was up to date. I always made sure I had at least one. I always tried to make sure I had at least one video up. Then there was also the re-release of Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which the new Vengeance route I liked a lot more than the normal canon route of Sorry, I thought someone was calling me. I liked the Vengeance route more than the normal canon route just because of the fact it felt a little bit more like Shin Megami Tensei, or at least to my understanding what it was like, because you had the Order and Chaos routes. It actually felt like my choices had more of an impact because like I mentioned it during Vengeance, at the very end of the canon route, you could just go, oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to do the opposite of what all my other choices have been leading up to. You get a penalty for it. Oh, I say a penalty. You get like you actually get a buff for doing it. You get some special abilities that are like rule breakers. But Vengeance is like, no, you've been doing Chaos this whole time. You're doing Chaos. So it feels more like a culmination of all of your choices throughout your adventure. It was also a lot harder. We also had, I did the first thoughts on Shadow of the Erdtree with, Lich, which was the first time we actually had Lich of Headpats in that, format. There was a full playthrough of Dawntrail, which I needed, to be honest, if there's one thing I could say looking back on the Dawntrail playthrough, it was that I need to find a better format for streaming, MMOs. I had a lot of fun doing it. I loved playing, mostly because I really like Final Fantasy XIV. But, I definitely need to find a better format for MMOs. There was the God Eater playthrough with Lich of Headpats, which I think marks the first time I've actually streamed a playthrough. Yeah, no, it's the first time I've streamed a playthrough with another, like a full playthrough with another streamer. Well, I've had collaborations with other people. They're always my friends, and none of them are streamers. They're just friends of mine. And don't get me wrong, I am very thankful for all the stuff like PK and all my other mods, the work they put into to help me with the channel, and just sit around and shoot the shit with me. I will never like try to downplay what they do because they are honestly what keeps this channel running a lot of times. But yeah, we did the entirety of God Eater 3 with Lich. That was really fun also because that was the new style of game for this channel. Though I do think if I was to go back and redo God Eater, I would have done the video breakup by ranks from the beginning, or maybe like half. That I feel there were better ways I could have done the video breakdown for God Eater, just because of the fact it really wasn't working. And also, I know towards the end, I actually also sped up the uploads for God Eater because of the fact it was I want the last episode of God Eater to align with the release of Gundam Breaker, which that was also again another a project I really enjoyed because I I got lucky this year and last year. I had two mecha games from Bandai Namco that allowed me to just I'd like to think I kind of like cemented my credentials as the mecha nerd. I love mecha. I mean, that's why when it came out last year, we streamed Armored Core 6, and it was nothing but Armored Core 6 for a couple days. I would really love a DLC for Armored Core 6. If FromSoft, if you release it, please, I will stream that shit immediately. Like, I loved AC6. I loved the fast-paced combat. I liked the fact that you could basically... You could use some of the first parts at the very end, and the build was a lot more freeing because it was more on skill than actual like parts. Though the parts did help. It was you had to find something that felt right to you. Then there was Gundam Breaker, which was you could make any part be like amazing. You just had to put in the material and the skills. I also I really liked that game because of the fact there was so much like little references to Gunpla and the community. I loved the pre-built machines NPCs walking around. Like there was the what I kept talking about, that was the Huck Bin from Super Robot Wars. It was nice just like to load up the stream and hang out in the lobby and just people join, and we got to see some really cool builds. Hell, we actually had someone find the Twitch channel because of Gundam Breaker. It was funny. For reminder for those who didn't watch the Gundam Breaker videos, they're just saying in call where we just got done a mission, and one of the chatters came in like, "Holy hell, this is live!" Because they were just sitting in the lobby with us and they didn't realize it was live streamed. But as we were streaming Gundam Breaker, we also started Okami, which has cemented a bit of an inside joke with me and my friends. Somehow, I swear, I'm a bit of a... I think someone is watching my fucking channel. Because, back when we streamed, okay. Back when I streamed Kingdom Hearts 4 years ago, when we finished Kingdom Hearts 3, right as I was finishing up the main story of Remind and getting ready to start the, data fights, Square Enix announced that they were going to be releasing Melody of Memories. I'm like, that's a weird coincidence. I start streaming. After we finish Chain of Memories, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go on the break until the commission model's done, blah, blah, blah. As we're in the middle of the break, Square Enix releases it on Steam. I'm like, okay, the second time, it's just coincidence. It's not like it's going to happen third time. We finish Okami a month later, Okami 2 finally gets announced. So, yeah, it's happened 3 times now, so I think it's safe to say I might be a bit of a prophet. Okay, but yeah, then we also had the short playthrough of, Enotreya, The Last Song, which... Italian Dark Souls. That was actually, like, it was mostly the fact that there was a lot of unique things in that game, especially in its environmental detail, because of the fact it was so much more... It was a Renaissance era, as opposed to the Gothic we've been used to with Souls. Because, we had, Dark Souls is medieval Gothic. No other way around it. I would say Bloodborne is Victorian. Enotrea's main area is Italy. Though there is also some Greek influence, if I'm going to be honest. I liked that whole thing. I liked that game, and I liked its theming around the stage and the play. It was an interesting experience. I will say, I think in terms of the indie Souls-likes within the last year, or the last 2 years, we've gotten some really good ones with Enotreya and Liza P. I'm really looking forward to the Liza P DLC. When that comes out, that's another thing we will be streaming, because I've streamed the original. I mean, I streamed the full base game, so I mean, it kind of fits for me to do the DLC. I have been debating if it's going to be a clean file or if it's going to be because I have taken the file from the stream and have actually ran through the game multiple times, mostly for achievements. But it'll be interesting to see us on like New Game Plus like 7. Well, I say 7. That game I believe does not get harder after New Game Plus 4, so it might still be a clean run just because of stats. Though I would have the stats to be able to use every weapon in the game. I don't know. We'll see how things go. And then let's see here. I think a lot of it. There was like the brief, like, one shot, the Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, which, God, the biggest pain with that was the fact that I did it in one day. That was a mistake. But God, I love the music of that game. It was really good. I've said it before, it's not, I think I said during it, it's not as mechanically complex as Devil May Cry, but it does have some unique, it has charm. I'll be honest, that's the main thing. It's got a lot of charm. Then there was the Sonic and Shadow Generations playthrough, which we still need to play through the DLC where we play as Keanu Reeves. That is something I will do eventually. I need time. Who knows? We might do it. We might do it before. I don't think we're going to be doing it before the end of the year, just because I only really have one more day for streams this week. I mean, well, until New Year's. And that's going to be tomorrow. So yeah, I don't think we're going to do Keanu Reeves Shadow before the end of the year. But I will say, Sonic has had a really good year. I thought that was a really good game, and Sonic 3 is really good. I actually enjoyed that movie. Then there was... Well, actually, we finished 3 Castlevania games this year. We did Dawn of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night in one day. Like, well, there was 2 days. Each game only took me a day, and those were... I like Dawn of Sorrow and Symphony's classic. There's a reason why that game has stood the test of time, but it's mostly for speedrunners. Speedrunners love that game. And then we also did the entirety of Curse of Darkness, which was mostly just so I could talk about Hector and just the fact that I really want another game with the Innocent Devil system. And talk about and now we're actually, I think the other projects to talk about that in the reflection for this year are projects that are currently ongoing. Dark Souls and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is going to be wrapping up soon. We really only have a few more things. I've already put down the ground rules of what I'm not covering. Which is just Joyous Tower and I think it's Purity Tower. The next time we stream Mystery Dungeon, we're actually going to be starting with climbing to challenge well, not climbing. We're going to be descending again to challenge Groudon. And then we're going to head back to the fields. It's really just legendaries at this point. And I'm going to see how I feel. Because a lot of I've made my opinion clear. It's just some of the dungeons are just time investments. I don't know if I want the rest of this project to be that much of a time investment. I think there's a certain scenario that's going to come up that is going to mark... Well, there's two scenarios I think are going to mark the endpoint for it. One is a mythical Pokemon and one is a story, but that won't be for a bit. And then there's just only on day 2, Dark Souls, which... Not really much to say about Dark Souls so far. I mean, we're still only in Dark Souls 1. I did have the little crisis of, oh, do I want the sword or do I want to see the unique cutscene? And then I'm like, oh, fuck it, I really want the sword. So that happened. We saw actually earlier in the stream, I have been playing Dark Souls 3 and I've also been playing Dark Souls 2 in my free time because of the fact I know Dark Souls 3. I'm pretty confident in my ability in Dark Souls 3 as long as I know what my intention with my build is. Like I said, that file was started a while ago, so I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Dark Souls 2, I have played through it. I have only played through it a few times, and I haven't finished a run in forever. So I definitely needed practice. I haven't decided yet on what our build's gonna be. I'm thinking Sorcerer Pyromancer, but that might change before the playthrough starts. And then I have not decided if Elden Ring is going to be in the mix for this. I've already said I won't do Bloodborne because of the fact we just streamed Bloodborne back in 2023. So I don't think I'm going to do a full playthrough of Bloodborne in this set. But talking about projects going into the new year, what's going to be new for the Shade Rock channel? So, first things first, Kingdom Hearts is still going on. We're only in Birth by Sleep right now. We're in Vent's story. The reason why Kingdom Hearts hasn't really been consistently uploaded for the past, well, since Vent's story started, is I have not had time to stream. My work switches hours for the holidays, and it only just switched back after Christmas. And then since Christmas, I've streamed Pokemon, Dark Souls, and then the anniversary. Well, this stream. So I haven't had time. And then tomorrow is I've got plans for another special stream for the channel's anniversary. That's going to be over on Twitch. I have plans, but I don't know if that's going to happen, and I have backup plans if they don't. But either way, it's not going to be Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is going to come back, though, be more consistent. Sly Cooper is still going up. Like, we're not going to fall behind on Sly. Like I said, we just are Old West, and in terms of on Twitch, Sly Cooper's done. We are done streaming Sly Cooper. So when Sly is finished going up, another project is going to start. I've been bouncing around a couple ideas. One was possibly Gears of War, but I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. Maybe the Azure Striker series has been one, but I haven't settled on that yet. There's a lot of games I can play. I just haven't decided what. One thing I will say though, after we are done, what game? Oh yeah, after we are done Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, we're going to stream Transformers Devastation, and then after Devastation, we're going to go to Fragmentary Passage and Kingdom Hearts 3D, and then after Fragmentary Passage, I will have another small playthrough, and then we'll go back. Then we'll go to Kingdom Hearts 3 to finish it out. In terms of longer playthroughs on the Saturday and Sunday side, after Mystery Dungeon, I know I've been talking about doing an actual mainline Pokemon game. That is still on the table, but it's just I kind of want to hear opinions on that. If we do any Pokemon game next, it might be the next Legends. But one thing I will do after Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, though, is actually finish Cyber Sleuth, like, as a full playthrough, because I've streamed Cyber Sleuth a few times. The main issue is I just never really had a good format for Cyber Sleuth. I first tried Cyber Sleuth in the Monday to Friday format, and that it just did not work because I realized they're like, hey, maybe I should do that for a JRPG. But I have gotten better with my formatting, so I'm maybe actually son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I just I might have just talked myself into doing it as a Monday and Friday format just because of the fact I would just break it up by jobs, and then no, actually it wouldn't work. It would be better just because that game's end game gets less job focused and more like actual main story. But if we do Cyber Sleuth, it's actually going to be modded, so that's going to be fun. There's actually going to be some Digimon in it that I have not seen in that game. I usually know what most of them... I know what most of them are, but I've never seen them in that game. Um, what else do I have on the list? Uh, one thing is on the list, but I I mentioned it. I believe during yeah, I mentioned it during today's mystery dungeon, and I'm gonna mention it here, and I'm gonna mention it. I'll probably keep mentioning it, but this is the first time I've set up a subscriber goal on Twitch. It's the first time I've said, because in the 14 years I've done this channel, I've never really asked for money for any of the projects I do. I play the games I play because I like them, I care about them. They are games I enjoy. This is the only time for a series I've said I will actively be. I've actively set a money goal to play, and it's for a specific reason, and that is Dragon Age. So I've played Mass Effect. I toyed around with doing Dragon Age. Since I originally toyed around with Dragon Age back last time we played Mass Effect, the fourth game in the series has come out. I've made it kind of clear I'm not a fan of the fourth game in the series for, well, just writing reasons. I do not like the game's narrative. So, if people want to see me do it, I will play it, but at the very least, the sub goal is said where it's basically just covering the cost of the Veilguard. Because I own every other Dragon Age. People wanted to see me suffer. It's just, we hit the goal. We'll do Dragon Age from Origins to the Veilguard. And if anyone, in case you're wondering, like, oh, you've covered other projects that there were games in the series you weren't a fan of that you didn't cover. Prime example is Batman Arkham. Batman Arkham has, if I was to play every game in that series, it ends with Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. The thing is, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League is only loosely connected to Batman Arkham. It is set in the same universe, but it has no real narrative connection to Batman Arkham, because it basically skips over all those narrative connections just to kill Batman. The Veilguard is not the same boat. The Veilguard is a direct finishing story to Dragon Age Inquisition. And that's where the problem lies for me, because I like covering the full story. The Veilguard is the current ending of Dragon Age. I will put my money where my mouth is. If we do hit the goal, I will stream the entirety of Dragon Age. Dragon Age 1 and 2 are a little unstable on PC. I've already got plans if I can't get them to run stably on my PC, because they're prone to random crashes from what I understand. But I do have also access to them on my Xbox. So if it ends up being a problem, we'll switch to the Xbox builds. And then when we get to Inquisition, switch back to PC. Because I could set up the world state to be whatever I want, and I'll make sure it equals whatever I did on the streams. But yeah, so that's the thing. Another one on the possible stream list is maybe Dragon's Dogma. I actually have never finished the original Dragon's Dogma, just because of the fact it's I've killed the dragon. It's everything after the dragon's death I haven't done. I'm trying to think what else. A lot of the games I've been talking about are mostly going to be Saturday and Sunday streams. Well, not Saturday, Sunday videos, just because these are longer games. I'm not really going to have a lot of time. One thing we might also do that's also on there. I haven't, like I said, I haven't decided yet. What's gonna replace Sly? Like I said, I'm thinking either Gears or maybe even the classic Halo trilogy with ODST included, or maybe even Halo Wars. Because we really haven't done an RTS on the channel before, and that might be fun. I'm kind of just going through my list, seeing what other games we might cover. Oh, this is another one that's gonna be a Sunday or Sunday game. It's mostly I got it coordinated with someone else. My one friend, who we usually call Code on the streams. And that's gonna be Metal Gear. We're gonna see the return of stealth grenades. If we do that, It'll be Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3. The main issue is getting away to record 4 because I don't have a copy of 4. I could possibly get one and stream it through the PS3, but we'll see. We'll see. And then 5 and Ground Zeroes. I'd actually, because I would need to pick up Ground Zeroes again because of the fact, yeah, my original footage for Ground Zeroes is gone because it got hit by a copyright claim by Konami. And yeah, and it's a shame because I actually had one of my favorite moments, which is just the stealth grenades moment, which is now just an in joke among my friends. Um, just going through and seeing if there's anything else on the list that might happen. There's a bunch of other games on the list that might happen. I don't know which ones we're gonna end up doing. But you know what? We'll see. Um I know there's that Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection coming out next year. We might actually end up streaming some games from that, in particular the Sacred Cards, just because I like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that will give me a chance to talk about the anime and the fact that it's got some great moments. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff I want to say I will stream, but I don't know because I'm very inconsistent. Like I'm very not inconsistent. That's wrong to say. I'm indecisive. Like I have so much I want to stream, and it's just like and then I have other games where I want to stream them, but then I realize like, okay, I like these games, but I'm not good at streaming them. That's what happened with Persona and with ReFantazio. So it's very much a moment of I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna do something. But for now, thank you everyone for 14 years. Again, I like to thank my mods for putting up with all of my random bullshit. Oh, I will say also one thing I have not forgotten. We will be finishing the Dragon Hunt D&D tabletop playthrough. There is only 2 sessions left. All the rewrites is done. It's just getting scheduling ironed out. Once we get the scheduling sorted, we will finish the Dragon Hunt. And then sometime after that, once I sit down with the players who are decided to return or creating and helping those who are new creating characters for it, we will be doing Wrath of the Righteous in FFD20. And then I also... This is one I've been toying around. I'm going to have it as a smaller player base, and it's just because it's a lot more low maintenance than Wrath and the Dragon Hunt because I don't actually need to write characters or really plot. It is a possible Dark Souls tabletop because I have the module like the Dungeons and the 5th edition Dark Souls rules. And I'd really just probably end up using maps from Dark Souls. It'd definitely be a lot more combat focused, so it'd be a lot more of my more combat oriented players and a couple other friends. But we'll see how this goes. That one is a huge maybe, but we are definitely finishing the Dragon Hunt and we will be starting Wrath. And because here's the thing, the main issue with the tabletops is it's the greatest enemy of all tabletops, the schedule. It is getting a schedule together with everyone where we can all meet up and do it. I basically only usually have 2 days off a week. It is getting those lined up, or we start late and I'm usually a little tired, but we get through the session. But I do honestly enjoy all the characters that everyone's made. I'm ready to see these stories end, and I'm excited for the actual Dragon Hunt because of the fact backstories and everything else for the characters that are coming back have been written with Dragon Hunt, with Wrath in mind, just because of the fact it's a longer campaign, so the stories of the characters are actually going to be worked in. If I could compare the way that the Dragon Hunt is, and I hate comparing this to this series just because it is a dead and cursed comparison for tabletops. And that is to, well, actually, no, it's not dead and cursed. It's mostly I'm going to compare it to how they handle it with the show of Vox Machina for the Critical Role campaign. The Vox Machina show uses the first arc is dealing with a dragon. It doesn't really focus too heavily on any of the characters' backstories. It's just establishing the party. Meanwhile, they start focusing on characters' backstories in the very next arc. We're kind of doing the same thing here, where the Dragon Hunt is just, it's not really focusing on anyone's backstories yet. Characters are sharing their stories if the player feels like it, but it's much more about getting to know each other, camaraderie, friendship, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, there's a dragon! The Wrath, though, is going to have characters' backstories worked in. There's going to be demons. It's going to be a good old time. I mean, we've already seen a little bit of what Wrath has to offer thanks to the playthrough on the channel. But that will be 2025. I don't think there's really anything else. Yeah, no, there's nothing really else I got planned. Because, like, I'm not going to sound like come out and say, like, oh no, I'm moving into. I don't have like any plans for like crazy things for the channel going to 2025. Like, I'm not like in talks with like any group or anything to like. Like, you won't see me joining like a VTuber organization. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm not against the idea, but I'm still very much indie, and for the foreseeable future, I'm going to stay as an indie tuber. Like, I'm not going to be joining VShojo or any of the others. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Because I have fun with what I'm doing. I do honestly enjoy the streaming. It's just the main thing of the time. Because that is the main thing that this is. In terms of, like, the content and all that goes up is very much a time investment. Like, I need to have time to be able to play these games. I enjoy playing these games, but it is streaming on top of my job. Because streaming is not my job. I do have a regular 9 to 5. And to give an idea, for those who are unaware, when I finish work and when I get home, I pretty much go right to streaming. That's why I usually am a little bit exhausted during some of these streams. Some of them is just on my day off, I will stream. But that's not always the case. But for now, we're gonna call it there. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you, everyone, for a great 2024, and I hope to see another great year with 2025.